So in this video, I am going to show you how to create a logo using two letters. And the technique that I show you can be applied to any two letters. Just head over to vectorink.io and click on New Project to get started. And once you're in the canvas, you're going to select the text tool, click on the canvas and add your first letter only. So I'm going to go with the letter T. And then activate the selection tool and let's scale this letter up. Bigger the better. So you can scale by dragging one of these handles and holding the shift key, or by tapping the top right handle so that way there's only one remaining, and then drag it up from there. Now once the text is scaled, we're going to open up the text panel over here, the text properties panel. On the right, if you're using a mobile phone, this will be located along the bottom, at the bottom left of the screen. Click on the font button to open up the list of fonts, and we're going to find a font to use. I'm going to go with this young serif font here. And then we're going to duplicate this and add our next letter. So I'm going to hit this duplicate button here, or you can use Option and drag the object to duplicate it that way as well. And now I'm going to change this to the letter, let's go with C. Okay, so I have my T and my C. Now I'm going to stack them to my liking. Let's change these colors here. I'm going to select these and change the colors so I can see them better. And I can see how I have them stacked. So I'm going to stack it like this. I'm going to have the C, I'll probably have the C coming in front of the T right here, and then come up behind the T right here, and then in front of the T right here. So it looks intertwined a bit. Okay, but the next step we're going to do is we're going to add a stroke path around both of these letters to use as the gap between the shapes here. So first, let's turn these letters into shapes or paths. So select both of the letters, open up the text properties panel, and click on text to path. If you're on a mobile phone, this text to path button is going to be in the far right tab called transform. Click text to path, and that just converted these text objects into path objects or shapes. Now what we want to do is create stroke paths for each of these. So select both of them and duplicate them and click on the stroke color button right here and just give it any stroke color. Okay, as long as you can see it. All right, I chose this light green or whatever. You can pick whatever you have up there or set your color palette. And then open up the stroke properties and increase the stroke width a bit. I'm going to go with 6. And all the stroke is going to be used for is to provide a gap between here and here and here, etc. So next, we're going to convert these strokes into paths. So I'm going to click select multiple, and I'm going to select the objects which have the strokes applied to them. And I'm going to select stroke to path in the stroke properties panel. So now I have the C stroke has now become a path, and same with the T. So you should have 4 objects if you open up the layers here. You have the stroke paths, and then you have the letter paths. Now from here, select both of them or all 4 of them and activate the Shape Builder tool. Now we're going to start building out the logo. In the top left, make sure fill color is selected, and then select the color that you want to use for the first letter. And then start dragging inside of the part of the letter that you want to color. So I'm going to drag through here because I want the C to be in front of the T. And then when it gets here, I want it to go behind the T. And then right here, I want it to come back in front of the T again. Okay. And then I'm going to select my next color. And then I'm going to have the T right here. highlight the T right here, highlight it right here, and then drag it across right here through the C. And then from here, we're going to activate the selection tool. And as you can see, we have our logo. This technique can be applied to any 2 letters or 3 letters if you'd like, in any font. Just play around with it a bit, and once you got what you want, you can open up the export panel, export it as a PNG, JPG. You can export the selection only, set the final width to whatever you like. Because it's a vector graphic, the image is going to have good quality. It's not going to be distorted or pixelated at all. Or you can come over here and export the SVG, or export the selection as an SVG only if you want. The choice is yours, but regardless, this can all be done right here in your browser at vectorink.io. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you'd like to see me do another 2 letters under a certain font, leave it in the comments. So that is all. Do like and subscribe to this video and to the channel for more Vectorink news, updates, and tutorials. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.